Hey, what's going on guys? Oscarmini here. This is the Treblab Z2 and I have some thoughts on this thing. B-roll. Closer from the last one. So the Treblab Z2 is a noise cancelling headphone that costs about $90, and I've had this unit for over 3 weeks now, used it extensively against a lot of smartphones in the studio, and there's certain things I love about the Treblab Z2. By the way, this unit was sent to me from the guys at Treblab, but that doesn't influence my opinion and thoughts on this headset. So without taking much of your time, yo guys, let's get started. As with every other review on this channel, let me get you guys through the unboxing experience of the Treblab Z2. You are getting an amazing packaging with a nice looking carry case within the box, and inside this case is a user manual, a 1m 3.5mm jack connector with a button to answer your calls, pause and play, and also a mic on this cable. You get a 1.5 feet micro USB cable, obviously to charge up this headset, and finally the headphone itself. One thing that screams at your face while you open the carry case is this logo behind the ear cups of the Treblab Z2. For me, it's something I think I like. It gives this trendy vibe to this headset, and a few of my friends feel like this is really in the face and would prefer it being matte or black. Either way, you can get a black version of this logo on the ear cups while purchasing this headset from Amazon or their online stores. Now let's talk about the ports and buttons you're getting on the Z2. To the right ear cup, you're getting a volume up and previous button, a button to answer your calls, play, pause, and also to turn on this headset. And the next button is a volume down and a next button. Next to the array of buttons is the LED indicator to show when this device is turned on or pairing. Next to that also is a micro USB 2.0 port to charge up this headset. And lastly, you have a port which is the auxiliary port, a 3.5mm jack port for connection when Bluetooth isn't an option. Aside that, there's also a mouthpiece opening to the right of the headphone. Now switching over to the left side, you get to see a noise cancelling switch to turn on or off the active noise cancelling on these headphones. More on that later, and also the LED indicator for this feature. Now speaking of specs, you're getting a 40mm drive on both of the ear cups and also 35 hours playtime from this headset, which you can charge this battery from 0 to 100% in about 3 to 4 hours in my test. And you're also getting Bluetooth 4.2 from the Treblab Z2s. So when it comes to the build quality of the Z2s, it is quite comfortable to wear and use. You don't get this clamping effect on your head and no pains. You can use it for over a long period of time. And these ear cups are quite squishy. Like, they're really comfortable to use. So one thing you should know about the headset is the fact that you can't really fold this. You just can lay it on your neck this way, and it's not something you can fold. But for comfort and durability wise, I'd rate this maybe an 8 out of 10 for the Treblab Z2. So the main reason you are here, let's talk about the sound quality on the Z2s. Now there are a couple of things I noticed about the Z2. It isn't a studio monitor, so it doesn't have this flat EQ line going on here. It's a little bit EQ'd. You have a little boost in the bass and a little crispiness going on in the high ends, but basically it's something you get from other headphones around this price point, which are not studio monitors. But it isn't the most heavy bass headphones you get in the market right now, so I think it's something one can go with. And for me, while listening to audio or music on this headphone, the sweet spot for your volume will be around 80%. Although this headphone doesn't really start at the highest volume, the sweet spot for me after my test was around 80% for the Z2s. You do not have any noticeable lag while using Bluetooth on this headset, and you can also use the cable included within the box when Bluetooth isn't an option. Another thing you might notice about the Z2s while using it is the fact that it isolates you from your environment. Like, once you put it on, you're a little bit cut off from what's happening around you. And that brings me to the noise cancelling feature on this headset. There's a noise cancelling switch on the left ear cup which turns it on or off. There's a pattern you notice while you turn on or off the active noise cancelling on the Treblab Z2. Now, it actually makes the audio a little bit punchier, more crispy, and also increases the volume while you turn on the active noise cancelling here. So here's a simulation of what it feels like. This is while turned off. So the active noise cancelling on the Z2 is pretty much decent. It does a little bit of boosting the bass, increasing the crispiness of the highs, and also increasing the general volume of what you're listening to. So it actually does mask your environmental sound. But for me personally, while listening to music, a lot of people really prefer the ANC turned on because of the boost in the bass and the highs. But I don't really love listening to music with a messed up EQ that's like boosting the lows and increasing the highs. I prefer a flat sound or something close to the original music, something that sounds natural, not a boosted EQ or something that's been messed up with. I do not really turn on the active noise cancelling while listening to music, but I use it while streaming videos to cut off environmental sound and stuff like that. So it's up to you if you really want to turn on the active noise cancelling, but that also drains your battery while turned on. And that means with active noise cancelling, you won't exactly get the 35 hours of battery usage on the Z2s. Now let's talk about the microphones on here. While making calls using the microphone on the headphone itself, it isn't the best in the world, although it gets the job done. It kind of sounds like you are far off from the device itself, and you have to be a little bit louder for the other person to really hear what you're saying. The best option for the Z2 is using the 3.5mm jack here, which has a microphone to it. It sounds pretty much better than what you have on the Z2 itself. So wired connection is better at making calls than using the microphone on the Z2 itself. So let's get a mic recording using the mic on the headphone itself and the one on the 3.5mm jack here. Let me read you guys something from high school. We shall not place the bar of traditional eminency in our paths, neither shall we henceforth allow the tyranny of ignorance and superstition to go under the cloak of custom and traditions. The world out there moves fast, my lord, and we must move with it. This is our chance. So this is a recording using the cable attached within the box, and still reading the same thing. We shall not place the bar of traditional eminence in our parts, neither shall we henceforth allow the tyranny of ignorance and superstition to go under the cloaks of custom and tradition. The world outside there moves fast, my lord, and we must move with it. This is our chance. So you can tell basically how the difference between the onboard microphone here and the 3.5mm jack microphone. So this is pretty much better than what you get from the headphones itself. Now some other things I might want to talk about the Z2 will be the fact that it has aptX. Now support for aptX. If you have a device that also supports aptX, you have a better audio over Bluetooth than what you have generally using normal Bluetooth. So aptX support is here also. And more so, you can connect this device to two devices at the same time. So I'm always connected to my smartphone and my MacBook Pro at the same time. Once I'm playing something from my smartphone and I pause it, I can also play from the MacBook Pro and still have this thing play from two devices without having to connect back to this device. So it's like a great function and feature you find on the Treblab Z2. What are my general thoughts on the Treblab Z2s? For something under $100, actually $90, you're getting a decent active noise cancelling headset with good and quality builds, and basically something that's worth the price. I mean, you can't go wrong with this device for $90. More so, Treblab has given me some coupons for those of you who'd like to purchase this stuff here. And you guys can find it in the description down there. I have a coupon to get this device at 15% off from the Treblab store or Amazon. So if you think you like this headphones and want to get it, so instead of $90, you're getting it for about $76 using the coupon in the description below. Other than that, this is just my review of the Treblab Z2. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and do not forget to subscribe if you haven't done that already. Other than that, it's goodbye, and I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Cuídate.